What's going on? Oh, man.
Hello.
Hey, you're so short. Hold on.
There we go. How about now?
No, I'm gonna move your window up. I'd rather move
Oh.
your window up than for you to have to do whatever that was.
All right.
Have to sit up straighter. We don't want people to
Yeah.
have to sit up straight here, man.
No way.
Yeah,
It's not that kind of stream.
not that kind of stream at all. Speaking of the stream, hello. How's it going? I am as prepared as I am every week to do anything on this stream. I keep thinking one of these weeks I'll be like super prepared for the stream. I don't know what happens. The time accelerates. There's like some event horizon that happens in the middle of the day on Wednesdays, and then all of a sudden it's like blip, 3 hours go by. I'm making excuses, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, that hour between 5 and 6 goes by fast.
It does. I should stop. I should take the event off my calendar, plan stream between 5 and 6 and move it to a different time, because it's always like today I took the cats out. I took the cats out for a little while.
Sweet.
Let them run around outside, even though it's like 85 degrees right now, according to my watch. And according to how I felt when I went out there, it's pretty hot.
Nice. Just in the backyard and the fence?
Yeah. I need to mow the lawn, too. I haven't mowed the lawn in like 2 weeks. Which means that it's pretty tall. And there's a bunch of dandelions out there.
Cool.
And the cats like have to do this to walk.
Oh, they have to high step through?
They have to high step it. Yeah, it's this camera. One day I'll learn how to do this camera. I don't know. One day I'll learn all this stuff. I'll learn the skills necessary to do a live stream.
Yeah.
Like, look at the camera as you're speaking. Look into
Right.
the camera.
You got to look directly into the camera.
Yeah.
Only look directly into the camera. That's what I've heard.
Only and don't blink either. Look
No
directly into
way.
the camera and don't blink.
Blinking's very unprofessional.
Yeah, it shows weakness, and
Right.
you don't want to show
what I
weakness
hear.
when you're on the camera. You want to convey a message of strength to everyone, right?
Yeah.
And
I just
yeah, what
gotta
happened?
get some light. I gotta get some light in here. I put a white page on my browser to give me a bunch of light.
Yeah.
Trying to smooth out all the rough edges, you know.
Oh, cool. Maybe you should get one of those filters that makes your eyes bigger and sparkly.
Yeah.
You know, and then
Probably do some
you
Zoom
could probably
stuff.
do something like that. Yeah, smooth out all the
Let's see.
edges, make you look like you're. I don't know.
I can touch up
fuzzy.
my appearance to max. That way I look like too smooth. Have you ever looked closely at people who have their Zoom filter turned all the way up? Yeah.
Yeah, they
It's
look
like
like
a little
not real
too
people.
smooth.
They look like
Right.
Ready Player One avatars.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like that you're hitting that uncanny valley, and you're like, you're not fooling anybody. But
Yeah.
you know, I just this is me. This is my face. Wow, what is that?
I'm just cranking up the light settings in Zoom. I'm just messing around.
No, that's
Let me
great. You
turn-
look like yeah, that's perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
Is
cool.
that smooth up your appearance settings?
Here, I'll show you the smooth. So this is completely unsmooth, Jonathan. This is no filter, Jonathan.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go to max filter. Ready?
Yeah.
I look like a cartoon. Like if you look
Yeah.
close, everything's fuzzy. It's not.
Yeah.
There's no sharp lines anywhere.
It posterizes you. That's what it does.
Yeah.
It like takes all the lines out of your whole any dark spot. Yeah, that's what it does. Posterizes everything.
Yeah. It's kind of makes everybody have like a baby face almost. Like
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
weird.
know. Yeah.
It's
So I'm
weird.
gonna turn that back down.
There are people posting selfies on social media that I know are 20 years older than me, and they're like, and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, aged backwards. How'd that happen?
Yeah.
Social media, man. Wow.
I was watching a stream one time where just one of the persons was like very smooth, and I'd convinced myself by the end of it that that person had put on makeup for the stream, which was fine. But like
Yeah.
that's what it sort of looks like. You just sort of like did all your stuff, got a lot of
Yeah.
foundation on or something.
Which is, pretty much the opposite of what I do.
Yeah. Yeah, I take sandpaper paper to my face first thing every morning.
Yep, me too.
Gotta get it all off.
Gotta exfoliate all that dead skin off your face. What?
It's the only
What
way.
are you talking about?
What?
What was I saying? Oh, yeah. I mean, I know I bitch about social media a lot on here, but it's really like sometimes the negativity kind of gets to me. How do you keep from the negativity getting to you? Do you just
Social media?
Yeah, have you figured out some way to just not expose yourself to it? Because I know you're on Twitter more than I am. I just know that you are.
Yeah, not too much recently. I used to be a lot. But basically what I'll do is, if like 2 or 3 days in a row you see the same sort of person complaining about the same thing over and over, I'll mute or unfollow them. And like my Twitter at its best of times, it's just people who are consistently funny or trying to be funny, or it's pictures of things that I want to see. But more recently, like I'll go and I'll look on Twitter, and it's just like somebody's complaining about something, and I'll just shut it down and go to Reddit, because in Reddit, like, it's not, you're not following people, but you're following topics, I guess. So
Yeah.
My Reddit setup is way more chill, because it's all funny stuff, topics, or things that I'm interested in.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of madness. I mean, there's a lot of madness on Reddit too, but I imagine how you can more easily curate that, because the algorithm isn't super strong. It's not like feeding you shit that it thinks you'll like, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I just have an account. Yeah, like I just have an account, and I'm only subscribed to stuff that's interesting, like concept art, for example. I'm subscribed to a number of different concept art, or like sci-fi book, or things where it's like nobody's going to post here's my latest drama in the sci-fi book subreddit. It'll get deleted before I ever see it.
Cool. Because they're moderated.
Yeah. It's moderated. It's not like, if you follow a person, then you're following all of that person's ups and downs. Like, if they're having a bad year, then that person's in your feed is going to be a lot of negativity. But if you're following a topic, then you're only getting a tiny slice of each person. You're getting their, the slice of each person that is that topic you chose to follow.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, the reason why, I mean, it's like, I'm doing this book, and I really need to start promoting it as soon as possible, which I don't know how to do it, but I do know it has something to do with Twitter, because, it's like, it's just where everybody is, as much as it's just like I just don't like it, But yeah. I did like discovering the mute button, because I don't even give them 3 chances. I just mute as soon as I see something that I'm like even slightly annoyed by, especially if I don't know if I know the person in real life, obviously I won't do that. But you know what I mean? But
yeah,
not that any of my friends would really actually do anything that would annoy me. But anyway, I mute people right away. I don't have time for it. I don't know, man. Yeah. I'm just trying my best, like, to. I know sometimes I've been thinking about this a lot this week, that it's like, sometimes maybe it sounds like maybe it's not. Kimberly, no, I didn't mute you on Twitter. I followed you, and actually you're the only person I follow on Twitter. So Kimberly, no, you weren't muted. I would like for you to stop posting such controversial things, though, all the time about astronauts that you like.
Yeah. Get out of here with that garbage.
And there's really pretty space pictures and rocket launches and stuff.
Yeah, Kimberly's a good follow on Twitter because she's not there to leave her garbage drama on the table. Like, I don't know.
That's what
Like,
I think that's what it
yeah,
is I think that that's what it is that people just, and I mean, everything aside, politics, whatever aside, everybody's got their politics. It's cool. I think everybody should be allowed. This is America, etc. But just like that stuff, and also like just trying to drag people or trying to create drama or talk about the drama. It's just like I hate it so much, and I'm sorry. I can tell I'm stressing you out just talking about it, but it's just like
no,
I just it's a really
yeah,
toxic place. It's a big, expansive place. So I know that it doesn't have to be toxic. I know that your experience on Twitter does not have to be toxic.
yeah,
Um, but I just I mute people real quick, and I don't, and I know that part of like being involved in social media, especially when you're trying to get a following for something you're doing, which is I fit pretty squarely into that. You should engage with people and stuff like that. Not as a marketing strategy, just because naturally, you want to like cultivate. You want to be. I mean, I really do want to kind of be friends with people that, within reason. But you know what I
yeah,
mean. Like I want to be like part of a community of people. I think, but I want them to be cool. But you can't help that. Anyway, you can't help if somebody's cool or not. Um,
yeah,
But so like since I've been doing this comic, I'm just like trying to follow some like small publishers and stuff, like small comics publishers and stuff like that, just to kind of get a little bit of a thing. And it's just like comics, man, it is a dumpster fire of drama and ridiculousness, man. It is like people like I don't know what it is, man, but it's nuts. And so it's like
yeah,
on every side of any argument, it's just like it's ridiculous. It's like children screaming at each other. So I don't know. It's hard that I'm like, it kind of discourages me to become part of the community, even though I know I also know that can't be everybody. That doesn't make sense for that to be everybody.
yeah,
You know what I
and
mean?
really, yeah, and really, that is a group of comic related people specifically on Twitter. Like,
Right.
it's not even,
It's a
it's not,
subset.
I wouldn't even call that a full culture, right? It's just like the people who are into comics who are also into posting their drama on Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it's just weird. It's like, I mean, I don't overthink it or anything. Just, I mean, I know that I have to somehow like kind of to make nice with it. I mean, I guess I don't have to, but it seems silly not to utilize these tools that we have, right?
Yeah.
So
I would, are you on Reddit at all?
no, I'm not. I mean, I have an account, but I don't go there a
Yeah.
lot.
I can send you some of the subreddits that I'm subscribed to where it's just like, I mean, the whole purpose of these subreddits is for people to post their art. Like, that's what
Yeah.
I like about it. And like, it's just incredibly normal. And I bet there's subreddit. I mean, there's subreddits for everything. I
Yeah.
bet there's some for like the getting out there. Like, there's got to be the sort of business side of art, like sort of hyping each other up and like helping each other out. There has to be subreddits for that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I know
it's a
there. I
group of
mean,
people who, yeah,
um, the thing with those kinds of communities. I mean, I'm not. I don't know about I don't know about subreddits. But the thing with those kind of communities, a lot of times they are really just you post something and nobody looks at it. They just are waiting to post their thing. So there aren't really any there. It's what I mean. It's just like I mean I'm part of a couple of Facebook groups, and that's what it feels like it is. It's just people posting their stuff and then dipping out. So I mean I'm not saying it's worthless or at all. And there are probably some subreddits that are awesome. I know that there's subreddits that are awesome. So yeah, definitely send me that stuff. I'm just well, my point is that maybe it makes more sense to find people that are like this. So you and I have talked about this before. Like, I do paintings, right? I was doing paintings up until I started doing this graphic novel. I still do paintings, but that's a kind of a different bag than a graphic novel. And one thing that is cool about telling a story that you're illustrating is that you actually have, like with a painting, you paint something, you post it, somebody sees it, they feel their feelings about it, they like it, they don't like it, whatever, but then it's really the experience is kind of over. With a graphic novel, it's like you've got this story, so there's just more content there, right? And so it opens up new avenues of like promotion because you know, like I can post in punk rock environments for people that like punk rock music. I can post in recovery environments for people that are like recovering addicts. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the subject I could post in sci-fi forums. I can post in horror forums. Like, so like there are a lot of places that, you know what I mean? Not necessarily horror comics, not necessarily punk rock music comics, but people that are interested in those things that the book is about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well,
As
right.
opposed, I mean, do you? That makes sense, right?
Yeah, but I guess there's like if you're not a part of those communities, then you would be doing what you said those other forums are about, which is just showing up and putting your stuff there.
Spamming my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So
there's a way you can do it without spamming, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, hey, Eva, how's it going? You just got here? Well, welcome. We're talking. We're having a discussion here about
her car
social
battery
media.
died.
Car battery went dead. Did you get that replaced?
She'll
So anyway,
let us know in the chat.
Let us know in the chat. Yeah. So I understand your point, but I mean, if you could come from a place of generosity, hey, or even if you become involved in that community, not to be like some secret undercover marketing person, but like, you know, like I like those things, or I wouldn't be writing a story about those things.
Yeah.
I'm saying that like I go into like graphic novel groups on Facebook, and all it is people posting their work and then dipping out. And so it's like other artists are not really the audience for this book necessarily. People that are the audience for this. So like if you're marketing anything, you have to think about who the audience for the book is, who might be interested in buying it. And those are probably people that might be interested in comics in general, or interested in the subjects in the book that the book deals with. So those are the types of people, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Heather, how's it going? Let's see. You had to buy a charger so you could jump the car this morning to go to work. Yeah, I got one of those chargers. It saved me a couple times. With my old car, with the Hyundai, I used to leave my lights on all the time. There was no chime for the light. Like the idiot chime, you know, when you leave your lights on. And I bet you like 50 times, that's not an exaggeration, I killed my battery leaving my lights on. And so getting one of those things really helped out. Kimberly, your battery died too?
Yeah, we didn't drive her car for like a year, and then it doesn't work anymore.
Did you get that fixed? Well, I mean, you bought the battery, but I mean, you said the car died. Is it alive again now that you bought a new battery? Our cousin Tina works in our garage, and ask him if mechanic to put it in after work. Cool. Thank God she was there to help me out. Cool. Your battery went dead because of the heat. I didn't know. I mean, didn't know that was a thing. Jonathan's having a coughing fit, I guess.
Yeah, I like so like when my camera being above me, I think is weird because I never like I never look up. Like I'm not used to looking up like this.
Yeah.
So I found myself I'm looking at the chat, and the Twitch over here is on a 10-second delay. So I'm looking at my chat, and then I look over at myself, and I'm just going, and that made me start laughing and coughing, and here we are.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird seeing yourself sometimes, definitely, and seeing what I was doing 5 seconds ago is not a world that I want to live in.
Yeah, right.
Like, sometimes when I'm talking, I see, because I'm looking at you as I'm talking, you know.
Yeah.
And sometimes I wonder, like, if you're thinking, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder what you're thinking as I'm talking. Heather, how's it going?
It's not that interesting.
Okay.
Whatever it is. I'm either like.
That sounds pretty strange.
I'm either like looking for the mute button or.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like most of the time, if I'm looking around, it's because I'm trying to like quickly find the window where I can either press the mute or unmute or like see what's happening in the chat. It's just.
Right. 105 yesterday. Damn. Are you serious?
Wow.
That's crazy. All that concrete, man, heats everything up. The asphalt. I mean, that
really does.
It might have got about an 85 or 90 here yesterday. I don't remember. It's been getting up in the high 80s lately during the hottest part of the day. Lately. See, like that face that you just made. Like, how is that? What does that have to do with anything that I'm saying? It's like you make that face, and I'm just like, what is that? Is he like? Are you distracted by something, or are you like, yeah, right?
No,
man,
I'm just playing with the camera.
God.
I just have little skits going in my mind all the time. Where.
All right. Well, perhaps you'd like to share them with the rest of the class. What's Pretzel Rocks? Pretzel Rocks is the software that I use to play music on the stream. Heather, it's royalty-free music, which means that I can play music on the stream without having to worry about having the rights or the permission to play it. So you download the software, and so Pretzel Rocks is it is posting in the chat what the song is when a new song starts. That's what it is. So anyways, I don't know if I don't know. I guess the comic thing is a really big thing on my mind right now, obviously. But I know that probably somebody came here to help to watch us do some art, so maybe we'll get to that. Maybe we'll continue talking about maybe we'll continue talking about the comic. I mean, I don't want it to be like Dan complains about the comic. Earlier this week I really kind of realized, like, it's not complaining, it's just like it's kind of like it's a huge project. I know I keep saying that a lot, but it's a huge project, and there's an opportunity cost to it. And so, but the thing is that really I can do the comic or I can not do the comic. Those are two choices that I have, right? Mm-hmm. And the stupidest thing would be for me to decide I'm going to do the comic and then punch myself in the balls about it constantly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, totally.
So, like, I could quit doing the comic, but it's not really what I want to do. I mean, I want to regret it immediately, and I know I wouldn't quit doing the comic. I would say I quit doing the comic. Next week, I would be doing the comic again, and I would have wasted a week. So,
what do you want to do? I mean, it's sort of like the...
I mean, what I want to do is I want to work on the comic and not suck all the joy out of it for myself while I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Which isn't what I've been doing. I mean, when I'm doing the comic, I'm really enjoying the process of doing it. It's just that really it's really a huge a very big project. It's like I mean, it's the first book is probably going to be Pinch Vouch's balls. That's not. I think none of those words make sense.
No, I know what she's. I think she's telling you to pinch my balls.
No, that's not gonna happen.
You calm down over there.
Pinch or punch.
You need to simmer. I know
simmer
it's
down. Yeah. That's strike one. You're on thin ice. Ethel, hello. How's it going? Ethel's here now. Hello, Ethel. So, I guess I have to think of a way to kind of trickle it out in smaller pieces, I think, because really the whole first volume, which I'm writing this story that is 4 parts and four books, right? That doesn't mean I can't cut it up into more pieces, the story into more chunks, but it's really, I wrote the scripts in 4 parts. It's the way it's arcs, it's acts, but they're going to be like 200 pages long a piece, which means that this thing's going to be 800 pages long. So if I do the math and project that out, I mean, literally 10 years it's going to take me to do this whole thing.
Yeah,
At my current pace, at my current schedule, right? Which is I wake up at 5 every day and I work on it for 4 or 5 hours until I do my day job. And then sometimes at night I write a little bit, but I try to let it simmer. I was listening to this audiobook full of Ernest Hemingway's wisdom the other day on writing, which is when I listen to how-to books, I usually listen to writing how-to books and not necessarily art wisdom, because I don't know. Well, obviously writers can write better. So it was in his words, but it was through letters and stuff that he wrote. And he just talking about his schedule and said that gonna chuck it. What does that mean? He was talking about how he would just work on writing, and then he would forget about it and like leave something left on the table every day, and then so that way he knew what he was going to do the next day. Sorry it took me so long to get that out. I mean, my aunt is talking about how she's going to be dead by the time I finish. Thank you for the encouragement. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's going to take me 10 years, but it's just like, am I going to chuck my book? Yeah, I don't think I'm going to chuck the book. I think really my point is that I don't want to chuck the book. I just have to think about it, and it makes me sad to think that I think about the prospect of chucking the books, and then maybe that means I shouldn't chuck the book. But again, it's just going to take a very long time. Hey, Michelle, how's it going?
I think it'd be worth considering what releasing chapter 1 of book 1 would look like, and where does chapter 1 stop during book 1. Like, it's like you basically, without doing the math until recently, you planned a 10-year project, and so I think you got to make it manageable, or else you're gonna just constantly feel like you're overwhelmed and be unable to be like discouraged to continue, but also like not wanting to quit. I think it's, that thing people say, how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? Like, you got to find, I think you should spend some time finding what part of book 1 is the end of chapter 1 and make that your first goal. Like, and then,
that's kind of what I have. It's kind of what I have. Like, actually, what I've been doing for the art part is I've been breaking it down to segments. I've been breaking it down to segments, like beats. In other words, like, I mean, that isn't what I'll release, but I've been breaking it down to beats. Like, this is a good stopping point, and then I'll lay out those 15 pages or whatever, about 15-page chunks. Lay out those 15 pages and paint them and finish them up, and then start laying out the next ones. And that's been working pretty well. And I'm right there with you with thinking, like, it's not that I don't think I'm not gonna chuck the book. I've put too much time into it, and I really believe in it. I really believe in the story. I really believe that if I can find an audience for it, that people will enjoy it. So I'm not gonna chuck the book. I just need to figure out a way to not. I need to figure out a way to. Now, I know that instant gratification is a bad thing, and I'm not saying instant gratification. I want instant gratification. What I would like is not 2 years between releasing things.
Yeah.
And having to stay quiet or only be able to do like teasers and one panel at a time for 2 years, and expect for anybody to give a shit about it. So, like, what I'm thinking about doing is like what you said. But then I think about formatting, like, oh, well, what if the first chapter is 50 pages and the next chapter is only 30 pages? And like, if I was trying to sell it, like, how do I do those different price points, et cetera, you know?
I think it's fun to think about that sort of stuff when you're bored. Like, how am I going to sell it? But I think it's just putting more pressure on yourself to like worry about how you're going to sell it right now. Because the question is, how am I going to sell this work that's going to take me 10 years to complete, 10 years
Right.
later from now?
Yeah. I
Like,
know. It's like,
it's sort of a waste of time. Like, that stuff should not be in your calculus at all, as far as like what's the next thing to do? Like, how do I get something out there? I wouldn't worry about it in the least, you know?
Yeah. Right. And I mean,
And
I guess what I was doing, I guess it's really just what I should do is just keep posting on social media. Like, I was doing like a teaser image every day, and that was working out all right. But maybe not every day, but maybe, you know, for some reason I'm like, I don't know, algorithm, blah, 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 snooze fest, you know, just talking about the algorithms. My stuff just doesn't get shown to a lot of people. Anyway, let me catch up with the chat. And there's a lot of love in the chat right now, and I really appreciate that, you guys. I appreciate you guys believing in me and the encouragement. I think I will continue doing the book. I think what I'm trying to do is just muddle through this feeling of overwhelm right now, which is honestly, it's what I'm feeling. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to muddle through it. And so, you know, Jonathan, what you're saying makes total sense, and it helps. I shouldn't worry about selling it right now. What I should worry about is, but also breaking it up into pieces, I think, that I can release in smaller chunks. Because, I mean, like, if I was thinking about print, you know, a typical floppy comic is 22 or 24 pages. And I can't do that. I don't think I'm going to be able to tell enough of a story to keep people interested in 24 pages. And I also didn't write it in that kind of arc. I mean, you have to write a 24-page story and give it a story, you know? Mm-hmm. So I guess a challenge is that I wrote these to be whole books to read at one time in order to get a satisfying story. Now, but I mean, I'm not saying I can't break it down into smaller pieces. I think that the first chapter is the pilot episode, hands down. It's just like I wrote it like that. It's hands down. It's got everything that's going to hook you into the story, or some of the things, without giving everything without everything. I keep getting distracted by the chat because people are posting. That's Eva posting. I believe I can fly. I don't know what that song is, but I don't remember who did that song, but thank you.
I think Space Jam did that song.
Okay.
The movie Space Jam.
All right. Cool. So my rough plan was to just work on some collaboration pieces that I've been doing with Cabby, the Gotham Rogue series, which is Batman villains. I've got a Bane here opened up on my machine, and so I don't know. I really haven't had a lot of time to work on projects that like this, and so now I like owe people a bunch of stuff. Not owe, but just I'm getting behind on stuff like this that I've volunteered to do. So,
is that what you're working on? Are you just showing it temporarily?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe trying to use this stream and maybe the next one to work on a couple different things and just paint on a couple different things. I know that you guys probably aren't all a bunch of comic fans in the audience, but in the chat tonight. But actually, I need to tell Cabby that I'm going to be working on this.
Yeah, get him over here. I don't know this guy.
It's the guy that,
get him over here.
Chris.
funny
Sorry,
how many
guys.
superheroes and villains just wear luchador masks.
I'm pretty sure that Bane was the OG. I'm just tweeting at Chris real quick.
Yeah,
I need to
drag
tell.
him.
Yeah, I need to be like, by the way. Anyways, so yeah, what do you guys think? Is that cool that if I work on this for a little while, waiting
Oh
for
yeah,
Patrick, trying not to think about how it all ends. Readers will wait and waiting for Patrick Rothfuss for 10 years. Cool. Is that an author that you like? Is that somebody from a book series?
yeah. There's people who are still waiting on the next book of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, I'm waiting on books as well, so
And I
I
mean, it's
think
like,
that's a great point.
yeah. I mean, people will wait, but I also, I'm not J.R.R. Martin. People will wait for J.R.R. Martin, and I'm not trying to say that to be, whatever, to be self-deprecating or anything. I'm just saying, like, I think the rules might be a little bit different for creators that are just throwing stuff into this giant pool of other people that are doing stuff. The J.R.R. Martins and the bigger names and stuff, people will wait for their stuff because they already like so much stuff opens up once you can kind of get a little bit of an audience. Like I was listening to this interview with Quentin Tarantino last night, and it's like, I mean, he's got to be one of the luckiest people there are, like, in Hollywood, because, and lucky might be the operative word. I mean, makes awesome movies. Well, maybe you don't like his movies. Maybe some people don't, but they're not for everybody. But I mean, he changed movie making. So now he can walk into a studio and be like, yeah, I'm going to make a movie about really geeky, nerdy, inside baseball Hollywood. But also I'm going to put the Manson family in it, and I'm going to actually change U.S. history about, you know what I'm saying? So like nobody can get away with that. Except for him. So, what am I talking about? I don't know.
I think you're on the border of sort of excusing why you shouldn't try certain things.
Yeah.
I would watch out for that. Like we can come up with a reason why not to do anything. So just watch out for it, I would say. But
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of this is, pretty generic and good advice. We're all just being encouraging, and we're like,
Yeah, totally.
yeah, eat an elephant one bite at a time, and people will wait on your book. But I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I would say, yeah.
I think I remember what my original point was, and before I went into some weird tangent, and it was that it's one of those kind of like cognitive tricks that we play. I think a lot is that we think that right now equals how it's going to be forever, which is exactly
totally.
the opposite of how it really is. And so I'm thinking about my schedule right now, how it's playing out, how kind of slowly the book is progressing, how much more I have to go. I'm projecting 8 years into the future. Like, there's so many things that can change between now and then. I mean, maybe the first book does okay, and I can start working on it full time by the time the second one goes. You know?
Yeah.
Or some like somewhere on the spectrum of that. You know, or maybe these are problems that the situation can change.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean,
it will change. I mean, it's like, right? So anyway, sorry. Didn't mean to cut you
yeah,
off.
and just like a really maybe right in your face obvious example of a type of change that could happen is you get help with the book, right? So like here you are collaborating with someone, like after book one, after like everything's like set as far as style and whatnot. currently you're doing 5 jobs. You're modeling, you're painting, which is essentially, I guess, inking and coloring and sketching, and you're doing the lettering and you're writing the story. Like, it doesn't have to be that.
Right.
And sort of the what you're doing right now is proof of it. Like, there's if you wanted help, you could probably get help, and somebody would probably, like, I don't know if that's free labor or anything like that, or whatever, but
Yeah,
just as another possibility of how the situation could change.
yeah, man. I definitely have thought about that. Like maybe, I mean, I don't. It would hurt to let the art go because it's really I started out as an artist. You know what I mean? It kind of would hurt to let the art go. But I thought maybe get somebody to do the layout or send a send somebody a list of 3D assets that I need. Stuff like
Yeah,
that. I think I could definitely
yeah,
farm out to somebody, and then like that would save a shit ton of time. And then as long as they were, it would be a pretty. I'd have to find a journeyman type artist or journey lady type artist, somebody who's doesn't care about, um, which is I would
you need
understand. I need
what
somebody
are
who
the
doesn't care that I paint and change and completely fucking destroy everything that they send me.
you need a studio musician.
Yeah,
They're there
somebody
to
that's like
play
a
in your band.
right. Somebody that like if they send me 3D assets, they have to understand that that is just a starting point, and I'm going to take that and manipulate it, and it's going to be indistinguishable from what they sent me. Or a layout artist that doesn't care that isn't. I mean I don't even know if
Yeah,
I could do that. So they'd have to be even like more. They'd have to be even cooler than me. Um,
well,
get those veins in there. Um, thank you for thank you for the compliments, guys. I appreciate it. Yeah, Michelle, tell me, what? Let me know about those books because I'd like to check them out. That book series that you were talking about. Time is going to pass anyways, so why not make something cool? That's very true. I mean, like that goes back to like the art opportunity cost. It's like you can feel like yeah, it's an opportunity cost. I can. My thing is that I consider things from a bunch of different angles all the time, constantly, and it helps me in some facets of my life, but it also messes me up in other facets of my life. If you want to know a little bit about me,
analysis
so
paralysis.
um, I don't know if I'd be a little kinder to myself because I can break out of that, but well, I guess it's not paralysis. It's torture, self-torture by analysis. Because I am working on the book. I'm complaining about it. Not complaining, but I have
Yeah,
my trepidation about it, but I'm not analyzing it to the point where, it's just it's a constant process of getting over perfectionism, et cetera, et cetera. But what you bring up about bringing in another artist, I mean, that's a great idea. I mean, I thought about definitely will probably do that. I just need to figure out how to bring them in, and it would have to be the right person. It would have to be somebody who, like I said, doesn't mind that, like a studio musician, that doesn't mind that. Really, I just need them to do kind of grunt work, take the
yeah.
script, turn it into pages, or turn it into first drafts of layouts, and then give them to me, and then I do them. I wonder how much of work that would eliminate. I guess it would eliminate some work, especially if they could work a little bit ahead of me. So it would definitely make the process go faster. That's a good idea. I might have to think about that a little bit more. But I
Yeah, I'm
have
sure you
to.
can give people money to not feel strongly about what you do with their art.
Right. Yep. And it wouldn't be. It'd be more like production design or right production. It wouldn't really be a creative job. Like I would have to be upfront about that. Like this is you. It's creativity, but you have to think more like a production artist here.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm definitely venting.
yeah.
Definitely venting. They're gonna be fine with it if they get me some money. Yep. Just gotta find the right people. I'm being analish. What was I being anal about, Eva? Everything.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm not mad. I mean, I'm sure I was being anal about something, but
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. When did
So
that
I
take
see.
off? Where, like, I feel like it's like the past. So I knew this one guy when I was younger, let's say early 2000s, who would go, yeah, yeah, yeah. But like, it seems to have become a thing in the past, I don't know, 3 years. Now I feel like it's just
Right.
everybody saying, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I think I invented it.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Heather, are you still there?
That's
This
probably
is your
what it
boy.
was.
This is your boyfriend.
Oh, dang.
I used to do that all the time. Heather's my sister. I used to do that all the time when somebody came on TV. This is your boyfriend.
Dang. Wow.
I'm looking for the top of a forearm to get this line. I'm pointing, like you guys can see what I'm pointing at. I'm trying to get a bodybuilder forearm. So, like, I see this one on the outside, and that line's there, but what is this one? I don't think it should be this accentuated. I think I should probably pull it back a little bit. But, I mean, Bane is swole. He's the most swole of them all.
There's Arnold. Oh, there's
Okay,
young
so
Arnold was up there.
here's the inside of the forearm. Yeah, Arnold, man. Arnold's got some pretty motivational things that he says.
He's one of my favorite people. He's one of
Yeah,
my role models
that's cool. That's
for
awesome.
a number of reasons, but not for a lot of reasons. He's not my, yeah. So I
He's
have
got
different role
yeah,
models for different things, and he's one of my role models for one or two of the things.
that's cool. Yeah, he's made some mistakes, but
Yeah.
he's overall I think that's pretty good. Yeah. And I can tell he's your role model because of your
How
traps.
jacked I am. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it is. He's my forearm role model. Whenever I'm thinking about forearms, I think about what would Arnold do with his forearms. No, I just think I think he's sort of like the sort of perfect example of like the immigrant American dream, like the the ideal best case possible scenario almost for an immigrant American dream type thing.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he was governor of California. He's like one of the most well-known people on the planet.
Crazy, right? Yeah, I know. That's
Yeah,
fucking crazy. Like, I mean, yeah. And I think he was like not a bad governor. He wasn't just like a figurehead celebrity governor, whatever that means. Right?
yeah, yeah. I don't know enough about California to know the how it all turned out, but
I mean, I'm
people
sure
seem to
half the
think he
people
was
hated
fine.
him. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
right.
sure
Yes.
half
I mean,
that goes without saying, right?
right. Yep. Half hated them and half hated them for different reasons.
Yeah. Yep.
That's politics, baby.
That's politics, baby. Um,
Half ask why aren't you doing anything about this, and the other half asks why aren't you doing more.
yeah. And the other half, because there are three halves in this scenario,
Sure.
is saying why did you do that thing that you did about that? So there is why aren't you doing anything about that thing? You aren't doing enough about that thing, and then why didn't
That thing didn't need to change.
yeah, that thing didn't
Why
need to
did you
change.
do anything at all? Yep.
Right.
So walk me through
So
what you've done and what's left. When I
yeah.
look at this painting, I I can see like the hose coming out of his head. That looks incomplete. What have you
Yeah.
worked and what have you not?
Right. So yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't really explain what this is. So this is my friend Chris. We've done several things several collaborations together. He's a comic artist. He's a really good artist. He's been doing it for years, since we were in high school, as a matter of fact. We went to high school together. We hang out. We've done conventions kind of together and stuff. And so we do collaborations. We did, a while back, we did a collaboration on the Gotham Rogue series where he penciled 4 Gotham Rogues and I painted them. So this is pretty much the second iteration, and this is he actually just got an iPad, so he's been doing some iPad drawing. And so this is what he sent me. This is an inked, it's a little messed up, but this is for the most part what he sent me. Okay. So it's an inked drawing, and then I go in and paint it. And so that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
So it's like you can see the lines, right? Like when I overlaid over my painting. So I'm taking it and turning it into a painting, right? And so like some of this is still ink, and so what I do is I just slowly work the lines out of it, try to interpret what he was drawing, try to interpret whatever he was doing as far as the form goes. Like he put shadows all in here and stuff, so I'm trying to honor that, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then and then I just put some pizzazz into it. Like I'm probably gonna put some glows in here and make this be glowing green and stuff like that. So yeah, and as far as what's left, like I need to get rid of all this. The biggest thing I need to do is get rid of all this ink that's left. See this textured ink and stuff in here, this hand. So I need to render all that out and then do a little bit of lighting. I'm not convinced this is a great background. Do some lighting and then do some popping, like some contrast-based stuff. Like, I don't know if you've noticed that sometimes what I do is I do contrast-based stuff. In other words, I'll add deeper shadows in some spots, and I'll overlay brighter brights in some spots to increase contrast in certain spots. So, does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Did you ever see I think I've showed you the Gotham Rogue stuff, and I've also done some colorist.
I have some of them.
Oh yeah, cool. I've also done some colorist work with him. So in other words, he'll send me really something like this, and then I'll just color it, which is a different process. Like I don't know if you guys remember, but like 6 months ago, I did a Conan piece where he had like cut the head off a troll.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, let me catch up with the chat. Pulled a muscle digging for gold. It was a minor injury. Oh, Ethel's doing put some humdingers in the chat.
Yeah, we got some.
There's no way I'd date something looking like that, unless it was most definitely God's will. Yeah. Can't go out with somebody with pretty sickening, not to pick, but the dudes you were scrolling on, bodybuilders and such. Well, yeah, everybody's teach their own, I guess. Really, what I was saying was, I knew that about you because you're my sister, and so I was teasing you like we did when we were kids, except for you aren't here to punch me or stab me with a fork or anything.
One day, though, you'll have your chance.
Yep. Speaking of muscles, what do you call an Egyptian's butt muscle? Oh, boy.
A pyramid? I have no idea. I'm terrible at jokes.
Yeah.
A Nile? That doesn't seem to work either.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do we want to know is the real question.
Oh, okay. That's it. That's it, Heather. That's all you got to say. Oh, okay. What do you call a cop with a pulled muscle, pulled pork?
Did y'all open up 101 joke books? Sphinxter. There you go.
Oh, they're eating Laffy Taffies. They're just like eating Laffy Taffy right now.
Yep. Reading, chewing Bazooka Joe and sending us anything they read. Yeah.
Good old Bazooka Joe. Every time I have to do a hand, I'm like, It's really just shapes. It's just shapes. I have to tell myself that. It's just shapes.
Have you looked into that game Hand Simulator?
Is it real?
It's on Steam. Yeah, it's on Steam. It's called Hand Simulator. I can't
What
pronounce
is
my
it?
D's right now. I guess. I'll look it up. I'll give you a summary.
Okay. It
I
got
think the
mad
whole
about
game
your.
is.
Go ahead, Jonathan. I'm sorry. I was just catching up with the chat.
Let's see if I can get a description going.
It got mad
It's a
about your long
game.
message. Yeah. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
It's a game in which you control your own hands. You do not need a VR helmet. You
Oh,
just need a
cool.
keyboard and a mouse. There are many different levels where you can play with spinners, plunge into the subtleties of handling weapons, milk a cow, take part in a Mexican duel with your friends, have a good time fishing, play chess, or simply chat in an anonymous club. Hand Simulator is a game where everyone finds entertainment for their tastes. I think they could have written a better description. I bet people do really crazy, messed up stuff with this game.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do about it. Hand Simulator. I have not played that game, to answer your question.
if you watch videos of it, you'll get it. It's really the fun or humor in it. It's just how terrible it looks, I guess. Like,
Right.
did you ever play that game where it was a guy trying to run and you had to control the guy trying to run and you controlled like every single muscle in his body and it was basically impossible to play the game? It's like
I never
it's like
played that game, but isn't there you know that guy that's I forget his name, but he's got like used to maybe have really long dreads, and he's like this kind of like almost like this spiritual guru of technology.
I don't know. I don't think so. Nothing comes to mind.
Well, I think that he told this story one time, and I watched like a TED talk or a something talk with him, and AFK. Okay, have a good eat, Michelle. Goat Simulator. I've never played Goat Simulator either. He talked about how at the beginning stages of like VR and those types of things where you control an avatar like that with your own body. I don't know. He's told a similar story to that where it's like it's really hard to like control every muscle. I don't know. I'm messing it up. So I'll just stop. He told a similar story to that. Like that was an actual experiment, is what I'm saying. At some point, that was an actual experiment. I think that was that where we discovered some things like that. Oh, actually, what it was that. Okay, I got it way twisted. What he said was that he mentioned something briefly about that, but then he also said that they also set it up where you had an extra appendage that you kind of controlled with like some part of your body. Like I don't remember. Probably wasn't any of the filthy things that you guys are thinking, but and he said that like sometimes in a relatively short period of time you were controlling that appendage like it was another appendage on your body.
Huh.
Like a third arm. So it like shows how your neurology adjusts.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, I remember stories like that where or experiments that I was told about in high school or whatever. But where it's like they had people wear glasses that inverted their vision so that everything was upside down. And after like a day or two they got used to it. It was really quick how I guess how quickly they adjusted to just their experience being different.
Right. That's yeah, like your brain just like adjusts, so our brains adjust very quickly.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. And it's like no matter how amazing you think it is, it's more amazing than that.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
It's crazy how much inks hold stuff together. So speaking of Quentin Tarantino, inks. Speaking of Quentin Tarantino, he's only going to make one more movie, and he's not in a hurry to make it. Did you know that? He's retiring after 10 movies. I don't know if you're a Tarantino fan.
Yeah, I think I like. How many does he have? 9. I probably like 7 or 8 of his movies.
Yeah, he's counting Kill Bill as one movie, even though it was 2 parts.
Oh, okay. Well, then his next movie could be how many parts, right? if he's going to split hairs like that.
Yeah. I really like him. I mean, I think even if you don't like every one of his movies, you have to respect that he created a subgenre of crime movie. You know, when he did Pulp Fiction, and he borrowed from a lot of other stuff, like everybody I think does. But he made something that other people were trying to not emulate. I mean, I don't think. Well, it's like you can take it from a cynical point of view and say everybody was trying to make Pulp Fiction for a couple years after that.
Yeah,
that's the cynical take, but I think actually a better take, a more maybe gracious and maybe even more true take, is that he invented a subgenre in the crime genre. You know what I mean? That other people picked up, and out of kind of like respect, kind of like the spaghetti western, you know?
Yeah.
I think he actually said something. He said something to that effect in the interview. Like the spaghetti western, you know, like he did that. That started with one movie that was kind of in that style, Italian western. You know, and
well, they're just western movies made by Italians, right?
Yes.
The
yeah,
Sergio Leone.
Sergio, yeah, that's the basic. I guess that's the basic idea, but there were also, if you were a film nerd, you could probably say more about it than that. Like about the cinematography and all this different stuff, you know? Which really could just have to do with that director's vision. You know?
Yeah,
you get the point though. I think you understand what I mean. Like
yes. I follow. Yeah, I think another way you could just say he inspired a lot of people to make movies similar to Pulp Fiction.
Right. Yeah. And definitely a lot of movies similar to Pulp Fiction were getting greenlit in Hollywood because of the success of Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
When I saw these hands and I saw how good these hands are and have to be, how upfront they are, I was a little nervous. So I'm just like copying Chris's inks. I can't think about it too much, or I'll fucking completely mess them up. I think that's something that I do. Like I'll Clint Eastwood, Good, Bad, and Ugly. Yeah, the Kill Bills are great. Yeah, they were really good. I need to watch those again. It's like some people are blind hearing. Yeah, exactly. Like how you can get your other senses sharpened. If you it's plasticity, neuroplasticity is the term for that.
Okay.
The whole series of Eastwood films. Yep. All those movies were. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Almost all, if not all, of those movies were Italian-made westerns. Weren't you looking something up?
Me?
Or no? Yeah. I thought you were looking something up.
Oh, I looked up the hand simulator game.
Oh,
Um,
that's right. That's right.
and then I looked up that legs running game. Uh, but yeah, it's I don't know if we're still on the topic of movies, but
We're on
those
whatever
spaghetti
topic you want.
westerns, they were inspired by um, so Sergio Leone basically started it with A Fistful of Dollars, but that movie is a copy of Yojimbo. Um, and
Right.
the mythic cowboy is that we think of is very
Samurai.
similar to the mythic samurai, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's so many samurai movies and western movies that share so much.
Totally. It's like an American
It's
Samurai movie, kind of.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what it is. Yeah. And I'm sure that they were and here's an area of movies that I need to dig into because it apparently mattered a lot and I've never watched any John Ford movies. But so he sort of did the early good westerns, I guess, the ones that were like I don't know enough about it, but I know that John Ford was very important. John Ford inspired Akira Kurosawa, who inspired Sergio Leone. And so there's like this chain of going back and forth between Western movie and samurai movie and Western movie and samurai movie, where they just keep sharing and inspiring and even using literally like ripping off the same story from each other.
Right.
It's really interesting.
Yeah, that's cool, and it makes total sense because I mean, at the basis, on the mythical level, those stories are a lawless time in history, which is true
Yeah.
of both the samurai and the Wild West, or at least how we romanticize it. Right? There weren't all these laws keeping us down, etc. It was kind of a wilder place. Um, and the lone samurai is kind of this mythical figure, the Ronin, right? The samurai without a master. A lot of times it starts out with that. Um, a person who's used to war, but there's no more war, and so they wander.
Yeah.
Also,
So
yeah,
in
go ahead.
in the western genre that is post civil war, so it's like all these warriors who no longer have a battle to fight and they no
Right.
longer have a master, and that's sort of like the cowboy side of the Ronin. That's where that
Yeah.
sense of masterless warrior comes from in
Right.
our culture.
Yeah, that's cool. So, and then they come and they help the innocent. Usually, it's like a town in trouble, right? Usually, there are villains, bad people in the town, and the samurai uses their skills in or western guy cowboy
Yep.
uses their skills to kill the fuck out of these people for the forces of good.
Yeah, I guess generally. I'm
To run
trying
them
to.
off.
It's been a
Yeah,
while.
I guess there are other stories like what's the one where Clint Eastwood kind of he's kind of a bad guy
That's. Um,
where he makes
I
the
mean, that's sort of how he starts out in lots of movies. But I think in The Good and the Bad and the Ugly, all of their goals are selfish throughout the entirety of the movie. I don't think that
yeah
there's like a town in trouble that nobody sort of like fights for anyone else. I don't think at any point during that movie. But that's one I haven't seen in
right
probably 10 years or more.
yeah it's a really great movie. I didn't mean like that though. I meant like I think he comes into town and he takes out a threat to the town and then he becomes an asshole. Like he makes them paint their roofs red, I think, and I don't know. I haven't seen the movie since I was very little.
I don't know. I don't know that one.
Um,
And it's a cowboy movie.
John Wayne movies, yeah, John Wayne movies are probably a little kind of different, but still very similar. You know.
Yeah, and I
Um,
think John Wayne, being a cowboy star, he was in John Ford movies, so he was in the movies that sort of like for lack of a better word, the good ones, I guess. But I think he made
yeah.
so many cowboy movies that he was probably in plenty of bad ones as well.
Right. I'm not as much of a I don't have as much knowledge about John Wayne movies as I do
same.
Clint Eastwood, but John Wayne felt a lot more patriotic, a lot more like post World War II. You know,
Yeah.
Bruce Willis. Yep, Bruce Willis. I was talking about Bruce Willis earlier. Why? Oh, I remember.
So Bruce Willis, I'm just gonna keep going if it keeps coming up.
Yeah.
So Bruce Willis was in the movie that was a 20s remake of Fistful of Dollars.
Yes.
What was that called?
Wait. Oh, I thought you were talking about Last Man Standing.
That might be it. Yeah. Let me look it up.
That's not a remake of Fistful of Dollars, I don't think. Maybe I could be
Well,
wrong, but I'm
it's
pretty
a
sure
ripoff.
it's a remake of a movie called Last Man Standing, I'm pretty sure.
96.
Clint Eastwood was a scoundrel, but he came to the aid of whomever. Yeah. But there was one movie in particular where he was just the movie where he made everybody in the town paint their roofs red. He became like a weirdo, like fascist, or like some kind of religious zealot or something like that.
Okay.
That's how those plots of a lot of those westerns were. Is they were like, you think that they were like Fistful or like Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. That movie is not a simple movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a pretty
yeah.
complicated movie.
So Wikipedia, they say Last Man Standing is a remake of Akira Kurosawa's Yojimbo, but that's exactly what Fistful of Dollar is a remake of. So
Okay.
I don't know if you call it a remake. They're all three the exact same movie. It's just one's a samurai, one's a cowboy, and one's a gangster. You know?
Yeah. I mean, it feels like that plot, and it could be because of those three movies, but it also feels like that plot is a pretty. When I use the term mythical, I mean. Well, I mean it. It's like, it's kind of an old story of the anti-hero, right? The person that society shuns, but he is still a person of the people, etc. And so there's something mythical about that story, although those really are like directly the same story, where he goes to a place, he's the new guy in town. He finds out that the people are being terrorized by a gang, and he takes out the gang. Last Man Standing is a really good movie.
It's the quintessential, I guess, man comes to town story. So, you know, they say there's only two stories. Man comes to town, man goes on a journey.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's like if not quintessential, then Kimberly just said she got blocked on Twitch. Oh, you wrote too much. I think it says
she didn't get blocked. She
no.
just get timed out. I think I might time you out for 30 seconds. I'm sorry. I need to change that setting to longer message because we have these discussions. People should be allowed to type a little bit longer. That's to keep people from coming in here and posting really, really long spam messages. So the idea behind it's solid, but Kimberly, there you go. You're back.
Yeah.
Okay, but let me read what you wrote. High Plains Drifter. That's the movie. Clint Eastwood, he orders every building in the town be painted blood red. Then without explanation, he mounts his horse and rides out of town. Having painted over the town sign with a single word, hell. There you go. That's kind of cool, right? That doesn't seem like a staggering manly man to whatever. Look at Charles Bronson. He was a vigilante. Yeah, Charles Bronson in the Death Wish movies, which actually recently Bruce Willis redid Death Wish, and it wasn't terrible, actually. It was made by Eli Roth, who is definitely a uniquely director with a unique vision. I'll say that. Sometime we need to talk about your auto mod settings. Okay, man. We'll set that up.
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but I can imagine because I know what
vaguely,
auto means,
vaguely threatening.
mod means.
Sounds
sometime
vaguely threatening.
we're gonna have the talk.
We're gonna have the talk, the big talk. Okay, so the movie I'm thinking of is High Plains Drifter, and I agree, that is it. And then there's all the superheroes. Yeah, I mean, it's all pretty mythical stuff. Um, I've done a lot of reading, Joseph Campbell, a lot of reading on screenwriting and just the shape of a story and Vonnegut's words. Done a lot of reading on that. It's super interesting, and it is really kind of steeped in myth, or these types of stories pop up in every culture that didn't even have contact with each other and stuff. It makes a lot of sense that superheroes are kind of our modern day mythical characters. Although I'm not sure if they serve, well, they do. They serve that purpose somewhat. Definitely, but I don't know how much thought goes into that when some of these movies are getting made. Marvel movies are getting made. They're good and everything, but I don't know. They're not necessarily like morality tales.
No, there's yeah.
Go ahead.
They're just making movies that entertain people broadly. I don't think they say anything, I guess, might be a way of putting it.
Well, it's kind of like Tony Stark. The reason why everybody liked Tony Stark so much, I think, is because he's a character that feels like he's on a journey. I mean, I feel like if there's any character that has kind of a hero's journey in the Joseph Campbell sense, it's probably Tony Stark throughout the whole thing. He's a really flawed person. You like him. You definitely like him, but he's a flawed person.
Yeah.
And he also gets taken on long journey, et cetera, et cetera. So, but over, 22 movies or whatever, I'm not sure that they were thinking about that consciously. Everyone wants someone to come in and save the downtrodden. Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a Paint the Town Red. I wonder if Paint the Town Red comes from that movie, or if that movie, what's the chicken egg situation with that?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they're related. What do you guys think about this fist? Is there something weird about this fist? I'm immediately sorry I asked, actually, that I asked that. Cabby liked my tweet from earlier, but he didn't. Maybe he didn't even see the tweet that I just said I'm working on this on the stream.
So it seems like there are stories from even like the 1800s about painting a town red. It probably even goes far enough back to where, like, at some point it meant killed everyone in town.
Right.
And,
I mean,
now it just means a riotous spree.
I mean, the story of him making everybody. I mean, I remember that movie because it was creepy. Like, I was a little kid, but it was just kind of creepy, and it felt biblical, or like coming from some kind of biblical parable or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Him making them all paint their houses red and then leaving. Almost like a Sodom and Gomorrah type of thing or something. I feel like I'm... Yeah. It's possible I'm overworking this. In spots. But I'm having a good time talking. It's keeping my mind off of this. Or it's like when I'm rendering like this, it's I like talking about other stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Have you seen Yojimbo? Because if
I'm
not,
pretty
I
sure.
recommend it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. It's been a while, definitely, but I've seen it. Black and white. It's like 3 hours long.
Yeah, might be two. The Seven Samurai is definitely three. It might be a little over three.
Oh, maybe that's the one I'm thinking of then. It is the one I'm thinking of, Seven Samurai. But I'm pretty sure I've seen Yojimbo too.
It's one of the first. It might be the first. Like as a kid, when I saw it, it was the first black and white movie that I thought was amazing. And like I saw it before I ever saw Fistful of Dollars. And like would have been. I guess it would have been on Turner movie
Turner
channel or
Turner
something like that.
Turner
TMC.
Classic Movies.
Yeah, but always been one of my favorites for. And like really, like I saw it so young that I didn't even know what it was, and it was years later before I found out the name of the movie because I just happened to see it again.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I used to watch with my aunts kung fu movies. Like on Saturday, there was like a kung fu show on Saturday. I know it's not the same thing. I know that the kung fu movies are a lot less serious films, but I still love them a lot. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like they're not like kung fu movies are not like your Jimbo or are not like taught in film school. As
Oh
I'm
yeah,
sure
the
that
Kung Fu.
as I'm sure that Yojimbo is, but like the seven
Yeah.
the seven deadly whatever
Right. Yeah.
are not is not taught in. Man, how am I fucking up this finger so bad? God damn it!
Did you ever see Iron Monkey? That
I'm sure I did.
was
Is that's the one where the guy's like in the. Well, I don't know. I'm sure I did. The one that the seven deadly venoms is the one I remember the most because it, you know,
I don't think I know that one.
had the kung fu stuff. And then some of the newer ones that are in that tradition that are like upgraded tradition, like Kung Fu Hustle is one of the fucking funnest, awesomest movies that I've ever seen. I love that movie so
Totally
much.
agree.
It's so cool. It's like so full of, I don't know, joy, I guess you'd say.
It's one of the best comedy movies made in decades, maybe. Like
Totally.
it's really up there in my top two comedy movies. It deserves every bit of praise. I've watched some of his other movies, and he hadn't really seemed to ever reach that point again. But thank you
Yeah.
for giving us Kung Fu Hustle.
Yeah, thank you. Let's see the chat. There are several suggestions as to the origin of the phrase "paint the town red." The most often repeated, especially within the walls of Melton Mowbray Tourist Office, is dating from 1837, when the Marquis of Waterford and a group of friends are said to have run riot in the Leicester town of Melton. Melton Mowbray is very hard for me to say, painting the town's toll bar and several buildings red. Well, there you go. Sounds pretty fun. Yeah, Kung Fu Theater. That was it. Kung Fu Theater on Saturday. All those old Kung Fu movies. Maybe we need to do a Kung Fu movie one night, Jonathan.
Yeah, I'm down.
These were, again, the Chinese version of Heroes, Seven Deadly Venoms. I have that on DVD. Yep, Seven Deadly Venoms. I remember that one the most, probably because it like had, stuff that a little kid likes, like a bunch of different crazy-ass characters with their own special, unique abilities that have to do with animals. So, right up my alley. Couldn't tell you the plot. I could tell you there was one dude that was a frog, I think, and he had poison.
Very cool.
The dubbing was bad. Yeah, well, I mean that was part of the fun, man. The terrible dubbing that they did on television for those movies, the American versions of those movies, that was definitely part of the fun. They actually that's an important thing to think about. Like if we do watch a kung fu movie, I don't want no updated kung fu movie. I want original dubs, shitty regular television dubs. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, yeah. I never got super into them, but there are a few I watched, and that's why I brought up Iron Monkey. It's from '93, but I remember it being like a really. It's definitely like those older ones, but it's just updated enough to be more consumable, I guess, or more. I don't know the right way to say it, but it's got Donnie Yen in it. It's. I haven't seen enough to know what are good ones or what are bad ones, but it has 7.5 on IMDb. That tells you
That's cool.
much.
Honestly, you can't really go by that with those types of movies, right? Like we've watched movies that were like 20%
Oh yeah,
on
right.
Rotten Tomatoes that we loved, and then movies that were critically acclaimed that were like, eh.
Right.
Let me see. I want to look at some. This is the best version of his belt, but I want to look at what would be stressed iron. He probably doesn't have a metal. I'm gonna say stressed steel. What's the word for steel, but that is like dirty and
Maybe
burnished
or
distressed?
burnished is a word I've heard before.
Here we go. Maybe this will help me. What are some other ones? I mean, I know Jackie Chan did a lot of them too, but that was like a little bit after. I'm talking about, I think I'm mostly talking about 70s movies when I say, yeah. When
Yeah,
kung fu theater movies.
I've seen a few here and there, but not enough to have a catalog in my head, or really strong opinions about them.
I think I once had a catalog in my head that I don't have anymore. It's been covered up with other stuff. But yeah, Jackie Chan was in that one. Jackie Chan is like, I like him. I don't really watch his movies anymore, or I haven't watched any of his movies in a while. He does things that are more on the comedy side now, I'd say. Although I think he came out with a pretty good movie recently that was like everybody said was pretty good. I don't remember what it was called, but he had a heyday where he was like his shit when he first started doing his shit, like he killed it, man. Some of his first Jackie Chan movies, like was it Drunken Monkey? I think it was called.
Yeah, drunken. Is it Drunken Monkey? It's Drunken something. Is
Drunken Master.
That's it. That sounds right. Yeah, my brother, for some reason, I remember my brother taking us to the theaters to see Rumble in the Bronx, but that also sounds wrong. I don't know why Rumble in the Bronx would have been in a theater in a small town, but that was my introduction to Jackie Chan. And
cool.
Every now and then, I'll ask Kimberly, should we watch Rumble in the Bronx for movie night?
Yeah, I don't,
because it's so good.
Yeah, I know I've seen it, but I don't remember it. I don't remember that one. I remember Drunken Monkey just because of the choreography and stuff. Like what was cool about it was like, he wasn't just kicking people's asses. He was kicking people's asses in this way that made it look effortless. I mean, that was it. He had the drunken style.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like it wasn't just he was doing awesome kung fu moves. It was that he was doing awesome kung fu movies in this style that was like, it looked like he was drunk and just like fucking him up with his drunkenness. So it's really cool.
Yeah.
Shaft.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think he is. I think he is. Before like martial arts, I think he was trained as an acrobat and in comedy. Like he's basically an acrobatic comedian
Yeah.
who then like I believe got into all the martial arts. So like you put martial arts on top of that foundation, I guess, as opposed to um coming from like the I'm a great martial artist and now I'm going to learn how to act approach that some people try.
Right.
Yeah, I think he's I mean, he's got to be up there as far as one of the most recognizable people on earth.
Definitely. And he's probably nice too. That's the cool thing. It's always like good when you have the feeling that somebody's nice. Don't you get the feeling like he's a nice guy?
His movies come across that way.
Yeah.
It's hard to know exactly, but yeah, I do have the feeling he's a nice guy. I don't trust that feeling deeply, but I have the feeling.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Clint Eastwood's 70s movie, Magnum movies. Yeah, the like Dirty Harry, the Harry Callahan movies. Which really, I think I watched one of them recently and I didn't like it as much as I used to when I was a kid. I don't know. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. It's just.
Yeah, I tried to watch it for the first time within the past few years and I couldn't really get into it. I've never seen those. I guess modern day Clint Eastwood. He's a cop in New York and he shoots whoever the fuck he wants movies. I haven't seen those.
Yeah, that's what that is. Yeah, Dirty Harry.
Yeah.
I mean, the first Dirty Harry was an actual. It had some morality to it. Like there was a question being asked: should cops be able to take things in their own hands like that? There was like the first movie was kind of like the first Rambo. It dealt with serious stuff.
Yeah.
And like the first Rambo was a movie about a guy who was traumatized by Vietnam.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a serious movie. It's a serious movie. It's not like an over-the-top action movie. That's kind of how the first Dirty Harry was, and then they came out with some other ones that are a little bit more like, oh, well, this dude's just a badass, right?
Right.
But the first one was kind of like it dealt with the theme, I think, of is Dirty Harry going too far? Same as Death Wish, right?
I don't know if Death Wish ever tackles the implications of his plot. But then again, I don't know that I've seen the first one. I've seen like Death Wish 3 or 4 or something where he's just murdering people.
Well, I think that's similar. I think the first one, the first one is like a seriously written movie. And then they're like, oh, and then they sell the sequels. And the sequels are pretty much just exploiting the first movie. I'm pretty sure the first Death Wish was also about like vigilantism and kind of a similar thing. Like it at least asks the questions. The other ones don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I believe it. It happens all the time where sequels just sort of they expand on the surface elements of the original, but not the meaning or the message in any way.
Right. So you guys let me know, what do you guys think about me for taking the next couple of weeks and maybe working on some of these projects that I've been that have been on my desk for a while?
Sounds good to me.
I mean, I don't know if this is more fun to watch, less fun to watch. And this won't be forever. Eventually we'll do another spin of the wheel. But it just seems like, yeah, let's just take a little bit of a break and do this. Because it's really like spinning the wheel is fun, a lot of fun. It's worked out pretty well, and I like doing it. I just I'd kind of like to do another name a character, do another fan art Wednesday, but I think it's too early to do another fan art. I don't want to just like, here's what we do. We just do fan art now. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah. Do it. Spree. Death Wish was revenge because his wife was killed. Yeah. Yep. I mean, I love a good revenge movie. I know it's not right. I know that in real life you shouldn't do that, but
Wait, what?
in real life, you shouldn't probably take the law into your own hands. But I love a revenge movie. Like, I know it's a simple genre. I know it's been done a million times. I know that it's the same thing every time, but I just love a good revenge movie. And if it's a really good revenge movie, like a movie like Blue Ruin, like that's a fucking one of
John
the best
Wick.
movies. John Wick is great. Blue Ruin is. You've seen Blue Ruin, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's no John Wick. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Well, it's apples and oranges, right?
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, John Wick is awesome. I'm here for it. What do you guys like revenge movies wise? Anybody in the chat, name your favorite revenge movie. What's your favorite revenge movie? Jonathan?
Ooh. I'll have to think on. I need like a list of revenge movies. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Kimberly agrees. Blue Ruin is incredible. Yep. You like when women get revenge? Yeah.
I started typing list of revenge, and Google tried to autocomplete ideas. List of revenge ideas.
Nice.
Very cool. Okay, this is a good list. So, like, Kill Bill is in this list.
Oh yeah, that is a great one. And Ethel was saying that she likes it when the women get revenge, and Kill Bill is a perfect one for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some other ones, like there's some other ones where women get revenge, but you usually a lot of times with those movies, like I'll try to talk around it. It's like they usually start with a very graphic, hard to watch
reason for revenge.
Yeah. And so sometimes I shy away from it, especially the newer ones. Like the older ones, like the original "I Spit on Your Grave." I think that was. I'm pretty sure that wasn't so graphic that it was dramatized. I mean, it's still hard to watch no matter what, right? But the newer ones are almost like, I don't know.
So this sort of ties right back in, but Unforgiven is on this list, and that is certainly very high on my list of revenge movies. Might be the top.
What?
Unforgiven.
Oh, yeah, that's a great one. But actually, Kimberly just mentioned one in the chat that I can't believe I forgot because it's got to be one of the best ones.
Mandy.
I mean, it is so fucking weird. But I mean, I can't. I am like waiting. I'm waiting patiently for him to make another movie. That guy is like, he does something really weird, man.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, he's got his own thing going on. That's what you like to see. That's what you like about Tarantino. Is like he's just doing his own thing. It's
yeah. You can tell they love movies.
Yeah.
You can tell that there are a lot of influences. You can tell they grew up loving and watching movies, but they also have their own thing that is so like distinct.
Yeah.
Glorious Bastards, that's a great one. Although I have to say that there are great parts to that, but I'm not sure where they would be on the list for me of Tarantino movies. It might be kind of close to the bottom, to be honest. I don't know. I'm thinking about it again. There's some really great stuff in that. I think it's probably just the end that I don't know. You found our raid target. Okay. We've got a raid. I was actually...
Okay.
Okay.
Legally Blonde counts, and that's on my list. It's
That's
good.
more of a that's a stealthy revenge movie. That's I guess I'm an animal. I like my revenge movies violent. Although I'm not saying Legally Blonde isn't a good movie. I just wouldn't think of it. That's a great one.
I've never seen the original Carrie. I need to watch that. That apparently
wow. Yeah, you should watch that.
Brian De Palma.
Yes.
Everybody talks about it, but I've never watched it. Guess I'll
You need to
check
watch
that
it.
out.
You need to watch it. Actually, you need to watch it for more reasons than just that you've never seen it.
Okay. What are the other reasons?
I don't want to say.
Okay. I'll know when I see it. That's
You'll
what
know
you're
why.
saying.
You'll know why. It may be like a year
Okay.
from now, but you'll know why. Just remember this day. Mark it down. What was I going to say? Oh, our raid target. Well, it's 8:15. I think we'll go for a little longer. Are you cool with going for a little longer, Jonathan?
Yeah, but what is a little longer? Like
another 15
minutes?
20 minutes. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's fine. The Princess Bride is on both of these lists. Oh yeah, Inigo Montoya. I was like, what part of that is revenge?
Yeah.
Yes, that is a revenge movie.
You know.
I don't think he's high up on my list for revenge movies, but
Right. Like I would say it's a good
lists.
movie, but I wouldn't. Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah. High Plains Drifter is on this list. What do we not know about High Plains Drifter?
Well,
Apparently
he
it's
gets
a
revenge
revenge
against the
movie.
whole town. Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's coming back to me now. I think what it is the whole town fucks him over. Like I think they hang him, and then he escapes and comes back years later. Next time you hang a man, make sure he's dead. I think that's what where that quote comes from.
This one site I'm looking at has it tagged as revisionist Western. Huh. Maybe I need to check that out. I wonder what the revisionist side of that is.
I don't like that word.
Revisionist?
Yeah. It sounds to me like they're trying to throw some shade.
I just sort of group it in like to me it means alt history.
Oh, okay. I get upset very easily.
Really?
No,
No,
not
you
really.
don't.
I don't. I really.
Well,
actually,
stop getting upset. I'm trying to make you upset, but I can't.
Right.
I can't think of how to respond to that in an upsetting way.
Yeah, I don't get. I don't know.
It's because you're
think
dumb.
It's because I'm an idiot. I'm somewhere in the middle. I think I'm somewhere in the middle of the spectrum. I think that there are plenty of people that get upset more easily than me, but
I'm
also,
sure.
Also I'm probably not. I'm not like super high on the chill spectrum. Chilling. I kind of am, but I'm trying to strive for it. You know, I'm trying to visualize it. I'm trying to bring it into being.
Who's your chill role model? You gotta have a role model for everything that you want to be in life. Not really, but I'm saying that now.
Oh,
This is a new rule.
That's hard.
You should try to find a chill role model.
Actually, my chill role model is like me when I'm chill, but I go through different periods. You know, I know that I'm capable of chill. I just go through periods of time where it's like anxiety builds up inside of me in some weird way, and then I wake up and I'm like, why am I so not chill about everything? And it's usually like, you know.
Yeah.
Is that too deep? Did I get too deep?
Nah. I just don't think you can be your own role model.
Why? Does that seem narcissistic in some way?
Maybe.
I'm my
Maybe
own
like,
role
I'm
model.
the best person I know.
Yeah. I'm the most chill dude I know. Chill. I know who my role model is. Jimi Hendrix.
Okay.
Without the
Heroin.
Heroin addiction.
Yeah, there you go. I bet Zach Galifianakis is a good chill role model. That dude seems very chill all the time.
He is pretty chill. He like moved out of Hollywood. He like lives on a farm or some shit now.
Or even Keanu Reeves. Yeah, like
Keanu Reeves is a good one.
There's people who want no part of it, really, no part of the fame. They show up and they do their interviews that they're contractually required to do for a movie, but otherwise they just go back home and live their life.
Yeah.
Those people are probably okay.
Yeah. Yeah, people that don't buy into the fame mythos. They're workers. They're journeymen.
Yeah.
Journey people. I don't know. However you
Is
would
Goonies a revenge
journeyman.
movie? We missed a question in the chat.
That is a great question. I'm sorry that we missed that question. Is Goonies a revenge movie? What does everybody think? Let's take a poll on that.
I have to recall through search.
I don't even remember what that. Yeah, isn't it? Well, they get. It's a Lost in a Cave movie with bad guys, right? But they
I don't know
they have revenge at the end.
Okay.
It's kind of like it's almost kind of like Home Alone in that way. No, like at the end, don't they booby trap stuff and get the bad guys back for giving them such a hard time, but I don't remember all of it.
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey is a pretty good one. Owen Wilson's also a pretty good one.
I don't know that Owen Wilson's chill. Maybe he is, but
he's chill in movies.
He presents as chill. There you go.
Yeah. Well, I think that I mean, yeah, nobody's perfect, you know. Like I don't expect to ever be like Buddha like in my chill. I think that there are times that I go through periods of time where I'm handling stress a lot better, you know, and I'd like to cultivate that state of mind in some way.
Me and you both. I think less of it. That's what I want.
Less stress.
Screw being able to handle it. I'll be able to handle it better if I have less of it.
Mm-hmm. Mickey Rourke, maybe, yeah.
For his transformation. What's his transformation?
He got like some real fucked up plastic surgery. I think that's probably what she's talking about.
I thought that might have been the situation. Was that like before The Wrestler? Because he looked unique in The Wrestler.
Yeah, he was a boxer, and I think he got self-conscious. He said things from time to time about it. I think he was self-conscious about it, and he got fucked over, man. He had a really bad plastic surgeon, and the plastic surgeon fucked his face up trying to fix it.
Sucks.
Yeah. But he has done some good roles like The Wrestler. I thought he was good as Whiplash in Iron Man 2. I'm sure I'm not in the majority in that. Everybody disliked that movie, but I
like him in everything I see him in.
Yeah, I liked his character in Iron Man 2. I thought he was a pretty cool, like, chaos anarchist type character. Russian life is shit type of character. He's messed up now. He ruined his looks. Yeah. Well, we do it. There's lots of chill role models to choose from. I think we learned tonight.
Yeah. So Michelle, what's our raid target? I don't know if anybody here knows how to raid or what to raid or what.
Oh, I forgot to say, welcome back. You haven't been here in a couple weeks. We learned all about raiding while you were gone. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, good to be back.
We raided somebody while you were gone is the reason why I brought that up.
Oh, okay.
You used to have a big crush on Mickey Rourke. I don't blame you. During the Angel Heart years, I mean, he was a babe. I think they say.
What was that JCVD movie we watched where he was like ripped and young and real good looking? Do you remember?
No. What was he? He was in it. What JCVD movie was he in?
JCVD fought him like in a carnival or something, or like at a fair. It was it might have been that really weird one with Dennis Rodman that was just all over the place.
Yes, it was, and he had a tiger, right? He like sicked a tiger on him.
Probably, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that's true. That really happened. I didn't imagine that. I didn't eat some bad fish and have some kind of like fever dream. Amaris Sky, she's making emotes on stream. Okay.
All right.
Well, if you guys would stick around at least for a little bit, we'll go and raid. And I don't know how many folks we have here, but we'll go raid Amaris Sky. It's a lot of fun. It's like, last time we did it while you were gone, Jonathan, I mean, it's like, it probably goes without saying for people that are familiar with Twitch, but it's a lot of fun because, for one thing, Michelle usually knows how to pick them, except for when she chooses a Spanish-speaking channel.
Oof.
Although I can't.
No bueno.
I can't speak Spanish, so it makes me feel embarrassed. No, she never did that. The last time it was like we got introduced to a really cool community, and I actually found a stream that I really liked. And I know, Michelle. We didn't rate her. We just talked about it. I'm just messing.
So how does it work? Are you gonna post a link and then we all click it, or do you just like shove us in that direction through some Twitch interface?
Yeah, I put a command in, and then there's a countdown, and then we just all are transported over there if it works.
Okay.
I don't know exactly how it works it's weird because I'm also on OBS, so I don't know how to seamlessly do it with OBS, but either way. All right, we're going to switch back. Jonathan, do you want to
I don't know, do I?
Yeah. I'm going to copy paste raid Amaris Sky.
Okay. All right.
Well, I need to do it from my Twitch. I need to do it from my Twitch dashboard.
Twitch dashboard. All right. I'll trust that y'all got this figured out.
Yeah, I'm not trying to keep. I'm not trying to keep information from you. I'm just new to this myself. Amaris. So everybody be nice.
Somebody make emoji.
You're not?
I am. I'm very down to watch some people make emoji.
Okay, cool. Stream manager chat. What? Hold on a second. See, this is why I resist doing it, because I'm like all thumbs for some reason. I do computer code for a living. Why am I like all thumbs when it comes to rating somebody on Twitch? What was that? What does that mean?
I'm just wondering why you're all thumbs when rating somebody on Twitch. I'm just wondering out loud.
I thought that I could just do it through the chat, Michelle. On your stream manager chat. Stream manager chat. Here we go. Okay. Chat rules. Hey. All right. Well, I love you guys. And one thing I don't like about rating, which I have to figure out a way to do this, is that I can't really say goodnight like I usually say it.
Good night, y'all. We can just say it.
If I say it, once I do this, yeah, we get a countdown.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, so I love you guys. This channel is intended for mature audiences.
This one?
There we go. 2, 1, bye.